Monday after Thanksgiving. I think
Look, Cyber Monday.
Cyber
Cyber Monday.
Monday.
Yes.
Everybody should be off the Monday after Thanksgiving. Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Hey, Miss Tanzarville, thank you again for agreeing to be on today's show. Of course, I had the opportunity to meet you. We had the opportunity to meet you at the G's Clippers event
Hmm.
where you were working to provide information or a part of just that movement of helping people understand what's going on with COVID. And when you got up and you spoke about the resource that you are to the community, I thought it would be very, it would be good for us to learn more about you and the work that you do. So let's start there. Let's talk about who you are and what you do for our community.
Well, I'm a licensed professional counselor. I am not from Milwaukee, but I've been in Milwaukee for a very, very long time. I'm by the way of Mississippi, small town in Mississippi. So I've been
Hmm.
here for about 15 years. I've been practicing as a LPC for about, I want to say, about 6 years now. I've been
Hmm.
in mental health for about 10 years. Before I even became a LPC, I was working in the field of mental health in some capacity. Right now, I own a private practice located on 80th in Capitol, and I offer mental health counseling to individuals, families, and adolescents.
Oh wow,
Okay.
that's a whole lot.
Hmm.
And again, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
No, no, I just laughed a little bit.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
One of the things that really interested me in you as well is the fact that so many people in our community are looking for mental health services. They're looking for, or they hear about mental health services, but they don't know what direction to go in. And then there's a level of discomfort or just lack of understanding because so many times when you talk about therapy, you're talking to someone who doesn't look like you, you know.
Hmm.
And anytime you're revealing what's going on with you from any type of medical challenge that you're having, whether it's your just overall medical health or your mental health, there's a trust factor that's there where you want to be able to communicate with one who you think or you hope really understands you. So you being a black woman in our community, I think it's really important that when we look at therapy and we see therapists, we see the face of our own people so that we understand that we have this level of professionalism amongst us. How has that experience been for you moving in a space that has been predominantly, not people of color?
When I first started, a woman of color asked me to go into this field because there wasn't that many counselors available to us back then. That was probably in 2010 too. And that's one of the reasons why I went into the field. I would say it is very important to find someone you identify with. And if that be a black person, a white person, whoever it may be, it is important for you to find someone that you're comfortable with, you identify with, because you won't be your true self, and you won't share what you need to share to get the healing that you need to get if you're not dealing with people that look like you, if that's important to you, or people who can resonate with what you're dealing with.
Hmm.
Definitely. And when we talk about your practice now, Afia, am I saying that correctly?
Yeah, Afia.
What can you give us the definition of that is and how you came about becoming Afia as an agency?
I'm sorry. Dennis is taking all of my questions, just so you know that. Okay.
Afia is
I'm beating you
Swahili.
to the punch.
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
It's as African as Swahili, it means whole health. That's what it means. A lot of people call me and they're like, "May I speak to Afia?" And I'm like, "Sure." But I'm Tanzar, I'm the owner. But then, a lot of people just look at the names and then they go by that. But
Yeah.
that's what it means. And I just kind of try to get something that incorporates with who I am. I'm an African American woman.
Hmm.
So I just wanted to get something that kind of identifies with who we are.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely. Go ahead, Saran.
So what type of approach do you take when you get individuals that is hard to deal with? Let me just be transparent. When it's hard to deal with, what type of approach do you take in terms of the wealth of knowledge that you have when they come to you for assistance or for help?
Well, I'm a person centered. I use the Rogerian approach, which is person
Okay.
centered, more of a humanistic approach, because I want to meet people where they are.
Yes.
And then I kind of navigate into something different. So, say for
Mhm.
instance, I'm meeting you, I want to know more about you. So, I'll take a person centered approach. And then, if I find out more about you, like you have some complexities in your life, maybe I'll do some cognitive behavior therapy. So, it all depends on the needs of the client. It's not cookie cutter, I would say.
Okay.
But the foundation of my approach is humanistic and it's person centered.
Mhm.
Okay. So just on a personal level, like if you've gone through something similar to what they've gone through, do you actually use yourself as an example, or you kind of leave your personal life out of the consultations?
Self disclosure, I think that's what you're like hinting at, like the self disclosure piece. And it's
Hmm.
pretty tricky. So you want to make sure that I try to make sure I'm focusing on the client and not so much
Okay.
myself. So self disclosure, it can be useful if it's useful to the client, if it benefits the client. So if the
Hmm.
client says, "Hey, I'm going through a tough time in my family," and I'm like, "Yeah, me too."
Yeah.
How does that benefit the
That's
client?
yeah. Yeah.
It's
That's
kind of like, how
true.
does it benefit the
Hmm.
person? Yeah, we
That's
all have
true.
issues, but how does that benefit you? So sometimes self disclosure can
Yeah.
be beneficial, but not at all times. And I try to refrain from using self disclosure as much.
Mhm.
I just feel like it needs to be used only when it's beneficial.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay. So are you so when you take clients, do they have to be court ordered, or can someone call you and just set up a consultation or a session with you? How do you provide your services?
So, I mean, court ordered, I don't really work with the courts, but I have dealt with clients who are involved with the courts.
Okay. Hmm.
Most of my clients are self-referred. Some of them have told me that their doctor referred them or their psychiatrist referred them. Once you get into insurance networks, the referrals come like clockwork.
Mhm.
Okay.
So the insurance companies kind of give you a list of people who are available in your networks. Psychiatrists
Yeah.
look up your network to see who's listed as African American, as white, as whoever you're referred to or want to be referred to. They would
Okay.
look up that information.
Okay.
So, what type of medical insurances do you take?
Whew. Um, Most I take most state insurance, which is
Mhm.
Badger Care. I take Blue Cross Blue Shield through state. I also deal with Molina. So I take state insurance. I also take commercial insurance, which is United Healthcare, which is also through state and commercial. Um, Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is both. Aetna, AETNA. I
Mhm.
accept that insurance as well. Um, did I miss anybody?
And of
Children,
course, you take personal pay, right?
personal pay, private
Okay.
pay, if you're
Private pay.
looking
Okay.
to private pay. All Forward Health, I would say I'm in their networks. I try to be open and accommodating to low income families who can't afford to use private pay as a form of getting the help that they need.
Yeah, so
Okay.
people who have state insurance could possibly receive your services as well.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely. Hmm.
definitely. Now, how long have you been practicing in the city of Milwaukee?
In the city of Milwaukee, I've been practicing since I want to say 2018. So I started in
Mm.
2017, fully practicing in 2018.
Hmm. And your experience coming from somewhere else to Milwaukee, what has been some of the greatest areas of need that you see in our community as far as around the issues of mental health services?
I think everything starts at home. starts when you're a child, you know, your upbringing, your attachment styles, your ACEs score. When I say ACEs, did you have any trauma in your family? Did you have anybody removed from your home? And it doesn't have to always be trauma as a result of death. It could be trauma as emotional trauma. Did someone get removed from their home? Did they go to prison? Did mom pass away? Did dad pass away? So all those things kind of play into what's actually happening with us.
Hmm.
Okay.
I know a lot of times, in our community, we're hearing a lot about mental wellness, mental health care that we need to be more preventive as it pertains to how we take care of our mental health, right? Um, when we look at the demand or the need for that in the community today, how do we break down a barrier where we get out of it just being the thing to say, but people becoming more comfortable with understanding what mental health wellness looks like?
You know, I can say in the past, I would say 5 years or so, Black people have been really taken into their mental health. They've been taking accountability into their mental health. I remember years ago, people wouldn't even think about going to a therapist because it's seen as being crazy. But I
Hmm.
mean, we have so many people reaching out looking for therapy in many different capacities now. You know, the Zoom, you have people who don't want to come into the office, it's available to them to use, audio, video platforms. So I would say that there has been an increase in the African American community with seeking help and treatment.
Okay,
And
Hmm.
definitely.
it
And
may not
and
see it on the news, it may not show that. But
right,
in the news, if you look at it, all races are suffering from mental health. So I
right,
would say everybody's reaching out at their own level when they're ready.
right.
Mhm.
Well, and I ask because in our community there's been such a stigma around. We come from, don't tell your business, keep your business to
Mhm.
yourself. Don't tell all your business, you won't have none, all that kind of stuff.
So let's be
Yeah.
honest. Do we actually not tell our business?
Say that again, I'm
Do you
sorry.
actually not tell your business to someone? You have someone that you're close to that you do tell your business to, right?
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Okay. So, and that's okay to have a confidant. Everybody needs a confidant that you could talk to,
Hmm.
no matter how they perceive your problems or whatever,
Yeah,
or they be it a great listener. However, professionals have a oath to not talk about your business.
Right,
However, that friend does not. That friend can hang up and talk to your cousin them about what you just said.
right.
And
Mhm.
That part.
else.
Yeah,
But the confidant is a person that you trust. So even if they do talk about it, they probably have a way of, discussing your business without being judgmental. And
that's
so
right.
that's the thing with therapy. Therapy, we have an oath to protect your information. It's confidential,
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's right.
and if it's not confidential, we'll be going to court because you're
Mhm.
probably owning a fee of counseling services, right?
Right.
Yeah,
So we have to make sure that we keep all of your information confidential, no matter how traumatizing it is or how deep it is. We do have to honor your confidentiality.
Definitely.
so if someone wants to get in touch with you, reach out to you, can you provide us with your information, please?
Yes, I can be reached on social media platforms
Mhm.
at Afia Health. I'm sorry, Afia Services. That's Facebook and Instagram. I also can be reached at 414-517-1053. And also, I think I did put up a website. And on my website, you can also do a contact form where you
Okay.
can fill out your information and I will try to email you or call you back. The volume is high these days for
Yes,
counselors.
yes.
Oh my goodness, it's overwhelming. Group practices are even filled.
Hmm.
And when I say group practices, that means that people who own practices and they
Mhm.
have more than one therapist working for them.
Okay.
And I am a solo practice. That means I work for myself. I don't have anyone working for me, so it's just me. So yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so really quick, phone number one more time.
Okay. 414
Mm-hmm.
517 1053.
527
517
517. Okay.
1053.
Okay. Thank you. And then where are you located again?
I'm located at 8018 West Capitol Drive, and it's in a
Okay.
professional building.
Okay.
I also wanted to provide everyone with a directory. It's
Mhm.
called the Mary Ellen Strong Foundation. And the website is very simple. It's just MaryEllenStrongFoundation.org.
Okay.
And within that website, you will find, let me just see, I want to make sure I'm giving you the right info. You can click on Get Help and
Okay.
go to Directory of Black Therapists.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll get a list of Black therapists in the Milwaukee area and the Minnesota area.
Okay.
And you can see it's a host of us out here. It's a lot of Black therapists out here. Some of them are
Mm.
advertising as much, and there's a reason for that. A lot of people
Yes.
they're overwhelmed. They're solo practices, so advertising would probably overwhelm them even more. So I think,
Okay.
yeah, I think they get word of mouth, and that's how their referrals come to them. But you will
Okay.
see a a long list of Black therapists in our community.
Really,
Yes.
thank you,
Yes.
thank you.
Wow.
That's really
That's great
important.
information.
I
Yeah.
have I have a couple more questions for you because I know you got a busy day and we don't want to just hold you too much. But
Mhm.
again, thank you again for being a participant here on Soul of the City. We want to make sure we're bringing individuals like yourself,
That's right.
who are committed to our community and who are a resource to the
Mhm.
community, so that we're where we have access at. And again, I had no idea that AFIA was even a resource for us. So I was really thankful just to meet you. One of the things that I'm wondering though is that it seems to me there is a great demand for your work and for your services in the community today. How do you go about managing all of that? Because I could only imagine how many people you're getting, and you just being, one person.
Well, you have to set boundaries.
Mhm.
You know your limit, and so
Hmm.
I know my limit. I set my boundaries at a max of how a certain number of people, and then I take a step back. I also refer out to some of my colleagues. I have many different types of therapists
Hmm.
um, that I know and that I utilize. And I don't have a waiting list. I don't believe that people should wait for services. So I immediately locate one of my colleagues and say, are they receiving any new clients? And then I
Yeah.
try to connect the person because I just feel like no one should wait, and I also shouldn't take everybody either. So
That's
I
right.
know my limit because it won't benefit the client if I'm overwhelmed.
Definitely.
That's very true.
Can we talk a little bit before you go about just again some of those areas that you specialize in?
So most of my clients come in with marriage issues, anxiety, depression, PTSD, some other trauma related symptoms. I don't really have a lot of people who have like severe mental health. That's in my
Mhm.
regular everyday work. It's like night and day, the difference between clients from my private practice to my everyday work.
Yeah.
So most of the people that call me are people who are looking for relief of depression, anxiety, or something is going on in their lives. An adjustment is going on, a change is going on in their lives. They don't know how to deal with it.
Okay.
Definitely.
Now, around the areas of depression, and I know a lot of people are getting prescribed like different medications to deal with their mental health issues. Do you prescribe medications, or like what is your treatment, or that or the actual therapy, the recommendations that you make? Is it centered around medication or other aspects of dealing with their issues?
Some people like to find coping skills where they
Hmm.
can just find positive coping skills where they can maintain and cope on their own. Other times, there are times where people would need medications to manage clinical depression. and other severe mental health disorders. And from there, I would ask if they want to be referred to a psychiatrist to get medications. So I want to just
Yeah.
let the public know about the difference between psychotherapists, which clinically I'm called a psychotherapist, psychologists, and psychiatrists. So, with therapists such as myself, I provide talk therapy, I provide coping skills, active listening, solution based type solutions. So, and then psychiatrists, they do almost the same thing that I do for the first session. Then afterwards, 15 minutes because they're only prescribing you medications and they want to make sure that the medications are working. Psychologists, they do assessments. If I say, well, if you come to me and say, well, I think I have a personality disorder, and we can't seem to find everything that matches up with that, I can refer you to a psychologist to do more testing, and then they can write up a report and send it to me, and we can go from there. So there are three differences between the professions, but they all should work together, and I think that's what we're moving towards. All professions working together: the psychiatrist, the counselor, the psychologist. So
Okay.
Got you. Got
So is there a limit that people can come, or like how many times can people set up in a consultation or a session with you? Is there a number of
oh,
times they can come and see you, or is it limitless?
it's when you've met your goals. I mean, I've had people who met their goals in my opinion, but some that attachment comes in there again where they
Yes.
let go. so
Okay.
so sometimes you have to start, like, maybe you were seeing them every week to every 2 weeks, every
Mhm.
month, to every 6 months, just to get them off on their journey on their own. But you always have room for your old clients to come back
Yeah.
if they need some type of maintenance session.
Okay.
There are times where people who they have been in treatment for years. You have people who have
Wow.
severe mental health disorders, and they are in treatment for years.
Okay.
And when I say years, sometimes it's on and off. It doesn't have to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dennis. I had another question. Go
So,
ahead.
what kind of work do you do, or resource are you for young people who are dealing with mental health services or
You
challenges?
know, young. What age group are you talking when you say young people?
Teenage, any youth, 18 and under.
Well, they are under the jurisdiction of their parents. So
Mhm,
unless it's like court ordered or parent guided,
Mhm.
that's the only time they can have contact with a therapist. And if
mhm.
they call on their own, they still need the consent of their parents. So
Yeah,
that's pretty hard, because if the parent feels like treatment is done, treatment is done. You know.
right,
Mm.
So they
right,
don't really have a lot of autonomy when it comes to their treatment, because the
mhm,
parent does sign a consent, the parent does sign their treatment plans, the parent is heavily involved.
right.
Okay.
And I asked the question because again, a lot more of our young people are having under stress, dealing with different traumas,
Mhm.
and for those parents who are looking for a way to get their children some help, just knowing,
If they can't help
yeah,
themselves.
if they can't help them
Yeah.
themselves, would they have access to you,
Mhm.
as far as family and them and those children having access to you as a resource?
They do have access to me right now. I am full. I want to just say that youth, I would say adolescents, ages 13 to 18, um, they have a better chance of coming into therapy. Once your child reaches adult age and they're living with you, I would say like 21 to 30
Mhm.
these days, because kids are not leaving the house
Codependency.
like they should.
Yeah.
Um, it's hard.
Yeah,
That's the age group that's getting in trouble. They're going to jail. They're not doing anything for their mental health. It's hard because the parent can't force them to do anything. They're their own person.
mhm,
They have to call and make the appointment. They have to go into
Mhm.
their sessions, and the parent is hands off. So I would say,
right.
if you have an adolescent who's in middle school or even younger, or even high school, that's the age where you have some control over
Yeah.
what's happening in their lives. Yeah.
Right, right. And again, I think it's really important because when we look at mental health or we look at the issues that we're challenged by, whether it's trauma, grief, depression, all of this, a lot of times we wait until we're an adult and we start trying to deal with these things, but they're rooted in our childhood. A lot of these issues are rooted in our childhood. And again, I was just more or less thinking along the lines of encouraging young people to seek help, early on so that they can become more productive adults. And I think we kind of missed the mark there in our community at times.
Yeah, it has to be normalized
Mhm.
at an early age, going to therapy, going to seek help. Sometimes parents have to model those type of behaviors too, like, hey, I'm going to see my therapist. You know,
Right.
they have to model those things to let children know that it's okay to talk to somebody about the situations that's going on in your life as an adult.
Mhm.
So I think that behavior has to be modeled before youth can try to model that behavior. But let's be real. When you're young and you're a teenager, you ain't got no problems. You're like overwhelmed with friends. You
Right.
got things to do. All that stuff becomes a little bit suppressed at times. And when you become older, everything's getting a little bit more calmer and quieter. You start to think about all those things, or when you start to get out into the real world after being a young adult, you start noticing that you can't hold a job. You're having these thoughts. You're depressed. You start to get the
Yeah.
flood of thoughts. So yeah.
Well, I know a lot of parents who are challenged with their children, which most of us are.
Yeah.
A lot of times we don't know the outlets that we can go to or know what direction we can go in. We're making healthy suggestions for our children when it comes around mental health, or just making that something that's normalized in our lives and in our practice, to where we have those healthy outlets to be able to communicate and express ourselves. And the barriers of communication are, it's a real issue in our community right now. So again, just being able to just have more understanding of what's available, and for and families who are challenged with their children and don't necessarily know how to take a mental health approach to uh, helping resolve their issues. I think it's important that we start to just have more of those conversations so that our families know that there's an option like yourself out there.
Yeah. And I think, I'm glad you're talking about the parents, because what I have noticed, and not in my own private practice, but in my everyday job as a treatment services supervisor for a social service agency, I noticed that parents enable the mental health. And when I say enable, meaning there are services out there that would assist, but parents are ashamed of getting court ordered Chapter 51 stipulations, commitments,
Hmm.
because I don't know if it's the ego thing. I don't want my child chaptered or things like that. But also, it saves your life as well. You know,
Hmm.
That's right.
so you're
Yeah.
saving your child's life and you saving your life at the
Hmm.
same time. So sometimes we have to allow our children, young adults, to get the services they need and not enable them, because we don't want them to be mad at us,
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
or just that disconnect between, oh, they're just going to pump them with medicine, but
Hmm.
some of these issues, they need medicine.
Hmm.
Right.
Some of our severe mental health disorders, our medication is required.
Yeah.
So we have to get out of that stigma of, oh, well, all they're going to do is this, and I don't want my child to be, chapter 51 or any other chapter or stipulation or commitment. We
Hmm.
have to get out of that mindset. We have to do what's best for our children,
Right.
because once you're gone away from this earth, they have to survive.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
you know what? Again, there's so many different personality disorders that we're seeing in our community today. That's coming from just various things, whether it's the use of drugs or prescription drugs, the
Hmm.
different street pharmacy things that are happening, the ecstasy, the lean, all of these different things are causing just so many different psychological challenges within people, and then also our young women in the community today, and I'm talking about people of color, Black people, our young women need to see positive examples of Black women who they can have a relationship with or understanding or have something positive to aspire to be. And I see you as being one of the women in our community through your profession that can get in front of young women and help get them into balance with themselves.
Absolutely. I think that's one of my life goals, to like kind of get out there in the community and talk to the young women about you too can, come out of poverty and bad choices and things like that and get on a narrow path and, obtain the goals that you've set out for yourself. And I want to speak to about the mental health and substance use. We see a spike
Hmm.
in our community with substance induced mental health. You know, you can hit cocaine for the first time, and there you go, you got schizophrenia. You know, and
Hmm.
so we have to be mindful of using substances like this. I mean, even THC can induce some things, and you're thinking it's helping with anxiety, but it's increasing your anxiety. So I
Right.
think just having that knowledge of about substances can help our youth. I would say it needs to start at like middle school age because that's when we start to explore more. So I really do see the substance spikes. People are coping the way they know how,
Mhm.
the way they've seen their relatives cope, their friends cope. And so sometimes people don't come back. Once you open that Pandora's box, some people don't come back from substance,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, I just want to speak to that.
No, thank you. Right.
So I just have a question really quick in reference to um, just to kind of flip the script here. When you're dealing with couples,
Hmm.
now is this married couples or boyfriend girlfriend couples? What type of
Couples,
couples do you deal with?
doesn't matter.
Just couples in
Could
general.
be LGBT couples,
Okay.
couples. So it could
Okay.
be married or I don't know, common law marriage. It doesn't matter. You're a couple. You can come in.
Okay. So if you don't mind me asking, are you married?
I am.
Okay, because I was going to ask if you were not, how would you or what approach would you use when dealing with couples that are in a relationship? So that's why I was going to ask.
Ooh, that approach can. When you're joining together, you come with so much baggage, and we already talked about attachment styles, right?
Yeah.
So we got two different types of attachment styles. We got the personalities, we got,
Mhm.
beliefs, religious beliefs,
Yeah.
moral, whatever beliefs you have. You have all these things combining, they're coming together,
Hmm.
And so, yeah, there are going to be some issues. It's going to be
Okay.
some issues. You're going to have someone that probably is attached more than the other. You're going to
Right.
have some trauma coming into play. Everybody's bringing, just look at a room that's empty. This is
Right.
a great analogy. Look at a room that's empty, and you both are coming into this room with all this luggage,
Baggage.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, all this
Yeah.
luggage, bags, trash bags. I always tease the men. No disrespect to to the host. I always tease like, they're gonna have some trash bags, right?
All
The
right.
bags gonna be sitting over there. They ain't gonna never unpack them. And then you
That's
have
right.
some women that have bags don't never unpack them either. It's just there, right?
Right.
They unpack
Right.
what they want to, and as things
Mhm.
occur and arise, you pull it out like, oh, my daddy wasn't there. So,
Yeah.
and then you got to deal with that issue too. Or the guy may
Wow.
have some mother issues, mother abandoned them, and they have some issues with women. So, you always come in with baggage. And I think
Hmm.
sometimes people need to unpack their baggage on their own first,
Okay.
and then come in and then start talking about the baggage that they need to unpack together.
Okay.
Because,
Gotcha.
even as a couple, you come together and you still create baggage, infidelity,
Yeah. Very
financial
true.
problems. This is the baggage you've done together,
Hmm.
and so you have to unpack those things too.
Definitely. And you know, and I ask that because many times, you know, you have couples, you know, that start the fire, right? They start the fire, you know, separation, divorce, you know, whatever, infidelity, like you said, and they come to you and expect you to put out, but it's already, you know, too late, if you will. So
Mhm.
what type of approach that you use to bring that flame back, or that, you know, to ignite that fire back into that relationship?
Well, I do use the John Gottman Seven Principles of Making Marriage Work, which is kind of old and cliche.
Okay.
But they do have a lot of great information. It has a lot of great information in that book about, you know, the four horsemen that couples face, you know, like resentment and things like that.
Mhm.
When you reach that resentment level, it's probably kind of hard to come back. So we
Okay.
kind of talk about those things, create love paths, trying to get them reconnected. What brought you together in the first place? You
Yes,
know,
yes.
so trying to go back to the beginning, that foundational work, and
Okay.
working from there.
Right.
Um, Most of the times, couples have a lot of outside entities, you
Mm-hmm.
know, just messing up the entire relationship. And it could be
Mm-hmm.
parents, friends, family, other women, other men. It's a whole lot
Mm-hmm.
of um, other outside forces. And sometimes you have to tune out the noise as a couple
Listen.
and focus on each other.
Okay. Got you. Anything
Mhm.
else, Dennis? This is great information. Look.
Hey, I think you just helped her. I think you just changed her whole life with that
I think I'm gonna wait a little. I think I'm
comment.
gonna wait a little longer because you done scared me. I'm just trying to.
She asking for herself.
You done
Oh, she
scared me.
asking for herself? Okay.
Hush, Dennis.
Funny.
Thank you so much for that. I just wanted to ask that question.
No,
But
that
I do
was
want
very
to say
interesting,
that.
to say
I
the
do
least.
want to add that men often come to therapy with women, and women find themselves doing therapy alone because men don't feel like they need it, you know. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that
Okay.
happening often.
No,
Mm-hmm.
well, I look, as a man, I know that I need it. And that's why I was so, just motivated to have a conversation with you,
Yeah.
and I think, and I appreciate that you've come on and you've been very candid,
Yes.
about who you are and what it looks like, what therapy looks like in our community.
Mm-hmm.
And many times it's not attached to a face such as yours or a personality such as yours, and there is a stigma around mental health and therapy, and men in particular,
Mm-hmm.
not feeling comfortable with going to address what their issues are. And I just think that these type of conversations help us change that narrative.
That's right.
And again, I just thank you for being so forthcoming,
Mm-hmm.
and personable. A lot of times when we think about therapy, we think about some dried up person that's,
They call him a shrink.
I don't like. I don't.
So I think we
Yeah.
got to do some real
Yeah.
repair around what the image of mental health and therapy looks like,
Mm-hmm.
and then not only be reactive but proactive, be preventive. And so I think so. Again, I will hope that we can make you a regular part of Soul of the City in some capacity.
Absolutely. I would love to come on and talk about mental health, especially around
Yes.
holidays,
Mhm.
COVID-19, how it's impact our mental health. We don't
Mm-hmm.
like shopping in stores no more. There we go. We,
Mm-hmm.
we ain't been in,
Yeah.
we ain't been in places for almost a whole year. Now all of a
Yeah.
sudden,
Mhm.
go back out in the community. There's some anxiety around all of that.
Yes.
So I would love to be a regular on the show.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. It's
Definitely.
interesting that you just said that because Soraya had asked me, did I do any Black Friday shopping? And I told her I went to Mayfair and had an anxiety attack.
Same. I went to Mayfair and I was like, wait a minute. And then, it was like the change of atmosphere when I went. I was
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of white people shopping in here today. We must get our checks on Friday or something. I was looking like, what's going on? What's going on Mayfair? It was just a whole shift in just
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
shopping aspect of everything.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it
So yeah, it
was.
That's
was
right.
crowded. It was crowded. We ain't broke out here. I know
No.
that.
That's right.
No, so again, like I said, we'll definitely look forward to bringing you back on. Like I said, I would like to again just make the continue to further the discussion because as we're moving forward, getting through the winter time, going into the spring, we need to continue to have these conversations on what mental health looks like and how people can address their issues. And I think you're again, you have the perfect platform for it, the expertise. And we want to encourage that. So we definitely look forward to bringing you back on, and we'll talk a little bit after the show. I'll reach out to you and we'll talk about what that looks like.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so one more time for your contact information. If someone wants to reach out to you, if you can give us your contact information, that would be great. Go ahead.
Okay. So I could be reached on Facebook, social media platform, Instagram as well. I would say Facebook is a great way to contact me as well via inbox. You could do at Afia Counseling Services LLC via Facebook. My phone number is 414-517-1053. My practice is located on 8018 West Capitol Drive. I think that's it. Oh, and my website is it's kind of tricky, my website, so I would probably have to link it or send you guys
Mhm.
the link. I think I sent the link of the website, and you can
Yes.
also do a contact form there, and I will try to contact you within 24 to 48 hours. Just to let you know if I'm full, if I'm open, and how to proceed from there.
Okay, sounds good. All right, well, thank you so much again for your time. Okay, we look forward to connecting with you again in the future. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you
All
very much.
right. All right.
Have a
God
good
bless.
day.
Thank you. Bye bye. All right. Wow.
Yeah, that was like super cool.
Yeah, that was very cool.
And I just want to just put this out there for our social media people.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, for anybody who's looking at us on Facebook, you can
Yes.
also go to Soul of the City, the
Mhm.
Soul of the City Gospel Radio Show on YouTube.
Right.
And you can actually see these interviews. And I'm saying that because I'm on my live, which I'm about to sign out on my live.
Okay.
But for anybody who wants to see what we're doing, hey, we got Keith that just tuned. Keith, what's happening, man? Keith McCorder.
Oh, hey, Keith.
53206.
Hey. All right. And we also have people logging on to our YouTube as well. Keisha, my cousin, Keisha Murchison. Brother Greg is on, Dennis.
Brother Greg, okay.
My CBFF, Tawana Swanigan, she's on as well. And Jermaine Harrington. Thank you all so much for tuning in with us.
They're on YouTube?
Yes, they are on YouTube.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
and Facebook. I'm sorry.
Yeah, anybody who wants to see the actual show, see the people that we're interviewing,
Yeah.
see us, you can go to YouTube
Right.
and see us via Restream. That's the Soul of the City Gospel radio show. Keith, go to YouTube so you can see the show.
Yeah.
And call in, man. You need to call in like ASAP.
Tell Keith to send you his email address. I want to send him the link to the show if we can bring him on right quick. If he can hear me.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Keith? You probably can't
The
hear me.
whole world can hear
You know what?
But anyway, Keith, I just email.
You got email
But
address?
send me an email address, Keith,
Yeah.
so that I can send you a link and we can bring you on as a guest.
That's right. Right
of the
quick.
show. But if you can't do all that, give us a call at 414-435-1040.
1040.
You are this is the Soul of the City.
Okay.
And that was just Tanzir.
Tenzar Veal. Yes.
Man, such a powerful young lady in our community.
Yes.
And I think she's going to bring. When we talk about what the face of therapy looks like in our community, she's it.
Yeah, she's it.
It's welcoming. It's inviting. It's not something that you have to be afraid of.
Thank you, Keisha. Thanks for the interview. She has added this as a resource list for consumers. So Thank you so much for that. It is very, very important.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
important.
You know, because a lot of times when you look at therapists,
Mhm.
you go, it just seems like a person that you're intimidated by.
And they're boring,
Yeah,
and they,
yeah,
you know, yeah.
You know, you don't see a beautiful young black lady,
Mhm.
you know, who knows her stuff.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Who's
right.
personable, who's inviting.
Mhm.
Those things are important for
Right.
us to like deal with the stigma of mental health.
For sure.
And like she said, you know, as men, we rarely address,
Very.
you know,
What's wrong with y'all?
that we got issues.
Yeah, what's wrong with y'all?
So see, me, I'm working on myself.
Whole work on them, Lord. Work on them.
I'm in repair. I'm reaching out the whole networks.
Yeah. If you don't get
help my
look,
mind.
if don't get help at Charter, remember that commercial? Please get help somewhere.
Help my mind, Lord. Help my mind.
You're not alone. Let me just tell you, you are not alone.
I'm
You're
serious.
not alone.
I know what I be going through.
Yeah,
You know,
hey.
being a father.
Yeah.
You know, just have to deal with parenting.
Life alone.
You know, when you're going through issues and your relationships may
Yeah.
not as they should be
Okay.
with the person that you may have had a child with.
Okay.
You know, there's some serious things that are going on that I want to continue to address around mental health, especially what men go through. Like I'm going through court right now.
Okay.
You know, for my 10-year-old son, for some things that have been fraudulent and not been true, and someone who's just creating such a problem for me to be in the life of my child.
Okay.
So many men are going through that. So many men are separated from their children and fighting for their children, and it's such a battle that mentally you got to do something to strengthen your mind in order to make it through the process.
Yes,
you know, when you go to court and you're being violated, and you go to court and you say, hey, this is my circumstance. I need you to help me with my children. They tell you to come back in 6 months.
Wow.
or 3 months. I just told you that I'm having a whole situation with my child.
Especially when you've been falsely accused of something.
All of that. I've been falsely accused. I could just run down the line with it, but I'm saying that so many men, thousands and thousands of men, are suffering from separation anxiety from their children. And we don't understand how to address that, and we feel like there's no help at times when we're in those courtrooms and you can't afford legal representation. You know, the mother of your child is doing everything she can to lie and you know, make you out to be the person that you're not. And the only thing you want to do is just be in the life of your child. So a lot of men are going through that, and when it comes to mental health and when it comes to domestic violence, all of this stuff, we have to have conversations more candidly. And again, that's why I'm thankful for Miss Tenzar.
That's right. Thank God for her. All right. So again, if you want to reach out to her, you can phone her 414-517-1053. It's 414-517-1053. She's located 8018 West Capitol Drive, 8018 West Capitol Drive. Also, you know, I meant to ask her as well, and I guess we could bring her back on to talk about mental health in the church. I really want to kind of dig into that a little bit.
What do you mean when you say mental health?
Mental health in the church, because many times Christians, you know, deal with mental health, but sometimes they shout over it, they sweep it under the rug, act like nothing is there, nothing's going on, but then you're still dealing with the issues, like you just mentioned, with the issues that going on in your mind or in your life itself. You still have to deal with those issues. So I just kind of want to kind of get her thoughts in dealing with mental issues as saints of God, as Christians in just in the Christian world itself. I kind of want to get her thoughts on that. Even if she's counseled with people that was, you know, people of the cloth or religion or.
I think that's it's interesting that you brought that up, right? Because I think that historically, as Black people, we've used the church as our mental health or as our therapy. You know, going to the church. And I think we probably take for granted what you're getting at as far as people in the church who are challenged with issues and not knowing how to address them. And church may not be enough for the help that you actually need. You know, so I think that's quite interesting.
And see, and we should, and we should, because the church is a safe haven in terms of being able to go to the altar and talk to the Lord and clear our minds and different things. But at the same time, we still need to talk to somebody.
Right.
We still need a shoulder to lean on. Yes, God hears every prayer. He hears our thoughts. He knows our thoughts at the same time. But he put people in places such as Miss Tenzar, Ville to, just to, I guess I could be wrong, but, and that's why I kind of wanted to,
you're absolutely right.
and that's why I kind of wanted to just hear her thoughts on what she think about, dealing with mental health in church, because we don't know what the next person is going through.
Well, I think there's an issue of understanding that we're talking about health.
Itself,
just like
right.
if your knee hurt, you break a leg, or you catch COVID, or you got high blood pressure, you're dealing with your health.
Yeah, right, right.
And you go to a doctor regularly to address your health issues.
Right.
And again, we don't see our mind as something that needs to be healthy, or having practitioners that can help us to understand what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, when you say mental anything, it's a stigma attached to it. Like, I don't want nobody to know nothing wrong with my mind.
Yeah, right.
But when you look at mental health from a perspective of Alzheimer's, dementia, all of these different mind type of illnesses, we have to start having that conversation earlier and understand what brain health looks like. What type of resources do you need to make sure that you have a healthy mind? And whether that's the information that you're getting or the things that you're putting in your body. How does it affect having a clear mind and a stable mind? Right. And again, start to have mental health conversations from that perspective. What type of food do I eat that increases my thinking or makes my mind more healthy?
That's
what type of beverages do I drink? What type of mind exercises can I do to strengthen my mind? When we look at what's going on with our mental health, we don't look at it from a health perspective. We just look at it like, I ain't great to tell nobody what's going on with me.
And that's why I asked, that's why I asked you earlier, do you prefer to go to someone that you know or that you don't know?
And again, going back to that question, I prefer to go to someone who knows what they're doing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Whether I know them or not. Okay. Like I really look like, I don't know. I'm just meeting Tenzar. And I haven't known her in the past, but I'm very interested in going to her to seek out counseling.
Yes, Keisha, you're right. And that stigma is more with our race and culture of people. Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Else they want to do, they go get their self-check.
Go get their self-check.
And it's not, we can laugh and joke about it to a certain extent, but it's a very serious issue,
serious, y'all.
So
that's why I say, Lord, like you said, help my mind. Please help my mind. I'm always thinking.
And overthinking.
Be quiet, Dennis. I need to go to that. Thinking and wondering,
But again, I think we do have to take mental health more seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
And seek counseling and people who can help us with our issues.
I agree.
Because again, especially with all the social distancing.
Yes.
People staying in the house.
And people are paranoid.
Yeah, and we're not designed to just be isolated and be alone.
Yeah.
And communication is so key. But when you look at our children, you look at what's going on, we're not communicating effectively. That's why you see all these murders and you see all these different crimes.
That's right.
Things that are happening where people are abusing each other. Families are broken.
Jesus.
It's very I'm thankful that we have access to her as a resource, and we're going to look forward to bringing her back on.
For sure. So again, if you want to contact her, her number is 414-417-1053. 414-517, 1053. She's located in Milwaukee, 8018 West Capitol Drive. That's 8018 West on Capitol Drive. All right, Dennis, we want to take a break, okay?
Take a break.
All right, y'all. 55 minutes after the hour of 1:00 p.m. Be right back right after this.
It's HD Graphic Design and Print. where they provide innovative and quality designs. They provide custom business cards, flyers, obituaries, event tickets, t-shirts, banners, and more. They are the one-stop shop for all your graphic designs and printing needs. Call today at 414-699-7729. That's 414-699-7729. Or visit them on the web at hdmediagrp.com. HD Graphic and
Brother Dennis, where you been? I've been looking for you.
What's going on, Sister Soraya? You know I've been around.
Been around where?
Here, there, everywhere.
Guess what time it is, though?
What time is it?
It's time for the Soul of the City Gospel Radio Show.
I mean, what's that?
You know exactly what that is. Quit playing. It's our new radio show, sponsored by Higher Dimension Radio, hosted by me, yours truly, Sister Soraya, and you, Brother Dennis Walton.
Well, it's about time. I mean, you know the whole world been watching and ready for our return.
Well, we can let them know that the wait is over, because we're about to give them what they need and what they want, so you better be ready.
Ready for what, Sister Soraya?
Ready for news, information, stimulating conversation, great gospel music, and a whole lot more every magnificent Monday from noon until 3 p.m.
Well, that time has finally come, so you can start your week off with Soul of the City, the world's #1 gospel radio show, hosted by Sister Soraya and me, Brother Dennis Walton, sponsored by HD Radio, where you can imagine more.
Oh, and check us out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, and our website, hdmediagrp.com.
It's HD Radio, where you can imagine more.
are back from that 10-minute break.
We needed it.
7 minutes after the hour of 2:00 p.m. If you are listening to our radio station, you're currently listening to Gyra from Elevation Worship and the Maverick City Music. All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in and hanging out with us on this blessed Monday afternoon. Got to give a major shout out to my Uncle Bishop and his wife, Lady Paulette Murchison. Good afternoon to you people. I love you so much. To my mom, to my entire family and my church family. Thank you all so much for supporting us and praying for us. Thank you so very much. All right, Dennis.
So right.
So speaking of the mental health energy that we just did, the Big Ten, Pac-12, and the Atlantic Coast Conference launched an initiative on last Monday to raise awareness of the importance of mental health.
I saw that.
As part of the conference, Alliance announced earlier this year.
Yeah, I saw that actually.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
get a chance to go into detail on it, but I did see that.
Yeah, for sure. So Teammates for Mental Health will be unveiled this week during the basketball games involving the three conferences, including the ACC / Big Ten Women's and Men's Challenges. Now, the centerpiece will be a public service announcement that will air throughout the 28 games being played from November 29th, which is today, through December 2nd. All right.
Repeat that again. They're going to be doing what?
The centerpiece will be a public service announcement that will air throughout the 28 games being played from November 29th through December 2nd.
I think that's cool.
And it will air on ESPN, the ACC network, the Big Ten network, and the Pac-12 network.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you something, though. Like, this whole mental health thing is real. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I really believe that we got to have a different level of discussion about it. That's why I'm like actively wanting to make sure that we have access to those who are professionals.
Yeah.
And we're having the conversation from a real place, because I think a lot of the conversations that are being had now around mental health, it's not registering with people, you know, to the extent that it could or that it should.
Right.
So I just think that, you know, being real about it and not being, oh, we got to check our mental health, or, you know, it just becoming just like a cliche type of thing.
Okay.
But we want people to really understand the importance of what that looks like and that is.
Okay.
You know? So I think it's real. I think that's probably one of the most important things that we can focus on, is that maintenance of our mind.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Well, this is another story that's going to play a part in everybody's mental health. Let me just tell you. Dollar Tree just announced. Dollar Tree just announced that it will be raising the prices. It will be raising the prices, Dennis. Yeah, raising the prices.
It ain't going to be $1 no more.
Of most items.
Man, that's everything. You know?
Yeah.
I was in Chicago yesterday. Gas was like $5.
$5?
Yeah. It was $4.69.
Where did you go?
I was in Chicago.
Where did you go? Look.
I was in Chicago. I was trying to not die on here.
Oh, well, you did.
Okay.
Yeah, excuse Dennis. He is just...
You plugged it in too slow.
Oh, my God. You know what? That's not my problem. That is not my problem.
You got to move fast.
So you got to wait on Dennis to get back on, y'all. See, this is just...
My computer died.
Of course. You should always have your laptop charged, right?
Or just have your charger like I have.
Yeah, but still have it charged before you come on the show. Can I get an amen?
Charged. It just ran out.
Can I get an amen?
It just ran out of your charger.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, Dollar Tree announced it will be raising the prices of most items carried in stores, increasing from its famous $1 price tag to $1.25. $1.25. They're gonna raise the price tag. $1.25. It don't say plus tax, so maybe may ask them the tax. It might be $1.28, something like that. But
so
yeah,
it ain't the dollar store no more. It's $1.25.
Pretty much.
That's basically what you said.
Yeah.
That ain't too bad.
No.
You know, inflation.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Am I back over there?
Let's see. Never do that again. Do you understand me?
Did you miss me?
No, I did not.
Yes, you
Next time you be prepared. All right, so it says, however, the retailer said that the price hike is more to do with its product's offerings than, like you said, the current inflation. Raising prices, the retailer said they will allow it to start selling customer favorites.
Mhm.
I don't know. Still,
Mm.
Dollar Tree happened to be one of my favorite stores. Might I add.
I think the Dollar Tree is a good franchise.
Keisha said it's sad, and you knew it because it warned you before your laptop died.
I did. No, it was Soraya for.
How's it my fault?
Because you was moving too
It's
slow.
not my laptop,
But
Doc.
still, I passed you the charger to plug it in.
You
was moving on.
you
slow.
all over the place.
Look,
You
man,
just all over the
move,
place.
Move fast.
You know what? Don't snap your fingers at me.
That's what you do.
Anyway, so sooner than later, you will be seeing Dollar Tree going up from $1 to $1.25.
I mean,
So it will be called Dollar Tree will soon be $1.25 tree. That's what it says right here. That's what CNN said. Dollar Tree will soon be $1.25
why
tree.
is that newsworthy?
Because it is. Because people don't want to be surprised when they go into Dollar Tree and say, "Oh, I thought it was supposed to be $1." No, well, it's going up. Dollar Tree hikes price for 25%. Everything will cost $1.25.
But that's a sign that everything is going up.
Of course. Let me tell you.
Across the board.
I'm a graphic designer. Paper has gone up.
Mhm.
You know how that feels?
No, I don't.
Okay. I'm like,
Can't say that I do.
wait a minute. Paper has gone up.
Can't say that I do.
Lord, donation me, please. I'm just trying to tell you. All right?
So right.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear when Joe Biden called Satchel Paige a Negro?
Yes, I did hear that. I did hear that.
Like,
And he said it calmly.
dude said,
Very
he
calm.
was like the great Negro.
Like it was
He
okay.
said, I want to pay. He said, I want to pay
Like it was okay to say?
homage to and respect to the great Negro
That's what he said.
baseball player.
Yes.
Satchel Paige.
Yeah.
I think it was Satchel Paige.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just went on into like this story. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, okay, it's 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And in your old white mind, you still calling black people Negroes?
Mental health.
Like, dude, it's crazy.
He needs some mental help.
You still calling black people Negroes?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah. And he said it like as if it was all right to say.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, the great Negro. I'm like, what's the difference between?
I don't think no one paid attention to it but you.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but that kind of had me tripping.
Yeah. Sadly to
I
say.
don't know. Are you a Negro?
We shall
Right,
overcome.
that's why I like we shall overcome for real.
We shall overcome.
Hey, look, anybody out there, how did you feel about being referred to as a Negro in
Well,
2022?
yeah, dementia. Keisha said dementia. Yes.
If I just came up to you right now and said, man, you a beautiful Negro.
Well, you know what? I would take it different because you and I are the same,
If
color.
anybody come up to you and call you a Negro, you still gonna be like, Negro?
Well, yeah.
This ain't 1900.
Well, you have people still out there that says that. So
Who? Yeah, Joe Biden.
no.
Yeah, whole old racist white people. Straight up. Like he ain't smart enough to like
Crazy.
not call black people Negroes. in
Yeah,
2022.
you don't some things you just don't say.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe
Mhm.
people still like being called Negroes.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Pray for your president, y'all.
Are you a Negro?
What'd I just say?
Are you a Negro?
We shall.
Yeah, you gotta be a Negro.
We shall. I
You
am Malcolm X.
definitely-
I am Malcolm X.
No, you are not. Stop it.
All right, y'all. Feel free. You can phone us at 414-435-1040. You can go to our website at hdmediagrp.com. That's hdmediagrp.com and listen to the very best in good gospel music. 17 minutes after the hour of 2:00 p.m. It's 46 degrees here in the Mill.
We doing good.
We're doing great.
Good.
R. Kelly
R. Kelly.
is back in the news.
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly is
Poor R.
Robert.
Kelly.
I know.
Poor R. Kelly.
I know.
It's over with for Kelly. We're gonna get that man 157 years.
Stop it.
I'm telling you,
No,
he finna get
I'm not betting on that one.
Okay.
That I'm not betting on.
Like, I've been winning all the bets. They're gonna give R. Kelly 157,
No, they're not.
159 years.
So R. Kelly is set to find out when he will stand trial on sexual assault charges by December. It comes after the delays were caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Kelly's trial should have started on last Tuesday in Chicago, but was postponed since the witnesses had problems attending the trial due to travel restrictions
Yeah, so
during the pandemic.
So he already got found guilty in one trial. Now
yes.
This is another trial.
Yes. District Judge Harry said at a hearing held through a phone call that he will be setting a new trial date for Kelly's sexual assault charges on December 16th.
Man.
So he's still behind bars, of course, in Chicago. And after being refused bail for 6 times. Give it up, Kel.
Poor R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Poor R. Kelly.
Moreover, R. Kelly is also facing other charges in other cities, such as federal charges in Brooklyn, New York, which has also yet been set with trial dates.
Poor
Poor R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
Bless him, Lord. God, you know how long he's been going through this?
Oh man, I feel sorry for R. Kelly.
Yeah.
I don't feel sorry for
Bless him, Lord.
I don't feel sorry for the sexual, I mean, if he did all of that stuff,
He should have been locked up, though. He should have been. I mean, what's taking it so long?
if he did all of that stuff,
Mental health, Keisha. You're right.
yeah,
Mental health. Yeah.
If he really did all of that,
Yeah.
you going to jail. Bro.
Yeah, but what's taking it so long? Like,
No,
why are they trying to?
Ain't no taking nothing so long. He been in jail.
I know he's been in jail.
And
He's
he ain't
been
getting out.
he's been charged. He's been charged, right?
He's been convicted.
He's been convicted, but has not been charged as far as going to trial.
No, he's already been convicted in one trial, and now this is another trial, and he has
Oh.
another trial after that.
Oh my God.
The man is going to jail for the rest of his life.
Oh Jesus.
That's a fact.
What the world? What the world? Well, somebody else is going to prison too. Gladys Knight's son. Did you hear about that? Sentenced to prison, owes $1 million in taxes for their chicken and waffles restaurant.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
I did hear.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I'm finna go back live. It's crazy because
Dennis, get yourself
right,
together.
don't tell. See, this
Oh
is
my
the problem
God. Get yourself
with
together.
you Negroes.
Get yourself together.
know
You're
what
just
I'm
doing
saying?
everything.
Yeah,
Look,
I saw
you
what
all
doing
on
everything
you
too.
all on my camera. Look at you all on my you all in my
Man,
video.
It's okay. You don't gotta make a big deal out of
Oh
nothing.
God. Anyways,
Jesus.
Shanga Hankerson, the 45-year-old son of legendary soul singer Gladys Knight, has been sentenced to 2 years in prison for unpaid taxes.
Man, look.
He apparently used the own tax money on sex parties and marijuana.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on.
What Keisha said, talking about to tell. Huh? We see you, Dennis. Sad. Everybody see what you're doing. Thank you, Keisha.
Look, man. See, y'all getting the privilege of seeing.
Thank
what
you,
we do
Dennis.
Inside.
See,
the
that's
studio.
the thing.
This is an honor and a privilege.
No, it's
I'm
not
working.
an honor and a privilege.
I'm working.
Oh, my-
I'm working. I'm working 2 different cameras.
You
A
are.
microphone.
Oh my
A
Lord.
charger.
Imagine what I'm doing over here.
Yeah. You just can't see her stuff. You just
Yeah,
see my stuff.
I got it
I'm
together.
sorry. We working out all the technical difficulties.
All right. So
But anyway,
yeah.
it's interesting that you brought that up because the last time when I was in Atlanta,
Yes.
right? I was in Atlanta, and I'm like, "Where's Gladys Knight Chicken and Waffles?" And I guess they all closed down.
Okay.
But when I first went to Atlanta, I was like, when I first started going to the South, me being a Yankee, a city boy, I wasn't hip to chicken and waffles. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
I'm like, why I want a chicken and a waffle?
And that's why I could never understand. How would you eat syrup and ketchup at the same time? I don't get it.
I just,
Yeah,
again,
I understand.
Yeah,
I
I was
understand.
just like,
Yeah.
when I first started going down south, but I didn't know that was like a down south favorite.
The
chicken
Southern
and waffles.
thing. Yeah, they have one in Chicago too. Yeah. Chicken and waffles.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, where I'm coming from,
Yeah.
I'm like, we don't eat no chicken and waffles.
Not together.
So when I first saw it, Gladys Knight Chicken and Waffles, I was
Uh-huh.
like, ain't nobody going there.
Did you end
But
up
then
going?
I went,
Okay.
and it was excellent.
Okay.
The food was absolutely just outstanding.
So when you went again,
the customer service
Mhm.
was just off the chain as far as the politeness
Okay.
and the professionalism. It was just, it was Black people serving you, and they had the right personalities and the right attitude. I really enjoyed
okay.
the Gladys Knight Chicken and Waffle experience. It was a nice decor. The restaurant was actually really nice.
Okay.
So I was surprised when it wasn't there.
Yeah.
But then as I started to investigate a little bit, I had a conversation. They said that our son had stole the money.
Oh my God.
So he stole the money to go smoke weed
Yeah.
and have sex parties.
Sex parties. Yeah.
And he's going to jail for $1 million.
Yep.
He's going to jail for 2 years for not paying tax. Man, why would you do your mama like that?
Yeah, it says here, Hankerson, who is their son, who is the former owner of Chicken and Waffles.
Yeah.
He failed to fully remit more than 650,000 state sales and withholding taxes, which after penalties and interest totals more than $1 million due from 2012 to 2016.
So I'm just wondering.
He willfully disregarded his tax obligations for many years. And they emailed, of course, reached out to, you don't play with IRS, payroll taxes, fund insurance programs, including Social Security, all of that.
So
he ignored it all.
Yeah, he ignored it all. But I think more or less though, like, why would you disrespect your mother like that?
That's right.
Gladys Knight is an icon.
She's a great icon.
She's a pioneer.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really get into her resume, she's probably done some very, very significant things.
Yeah.
As far as opening up doors.
Oh my God.
For other Black people. And just being at the top of her field as an artist for so long.
That's right.
And to be so respected. My point is why would you disrespect your mama?
You just
like
put your
that?
mama out bad like that. Like,
it's like that's what I would be more ashamed of. It's like, man, I embarrassed my mama and stole the chicken and waffle money.
Yeah.
Now that I went to have a sex party.
Smoking marijuana. Yeah.
Now I'm going to prison.
Yeah.
Like,
for 2 years.
I'm pretty sure that Gladys Knight can sustain. I would hope that her money is long enough to be able to get through that, but it's just unfortunate.
And he's also ordered, he has, of course, served 2 years in prison, 1 year of supervised release, and ordered to pay restitution of $1 million after pleading guilty in July.
Crazy.
Yeah.
For stealing from your mom.
Stealing from your mom. Your mother. Sorry, Ebonics.
My mom.
From your mother. Say your mother on the Soul of the City Gospel Radio.
Hey, you already a Negro. Joe Biden could call you a Negro.
Your mama.
Joe Biden still
your mother. I know.
If Joe Biden could call Black people Negro.
My mama.
I could say my mama.
My mama bird. My mama bird. All right, so speaking of, let's just stay right there in the secular world, Dennis. Rapper and entrepreneur Rick Ross, who owns more than 100 collectible cars, finally, Dennis, this is something that you need to do. Finally has his driver's license.
Finally. Let me tell you about me. I had my driver's license since I was 16 years old.
Revoked.
Yeah, a few times, but not currently.
Rick Ross, he finally got his driver's license for the first time at the age of 45. Come on. Man. With 100 cars. Come on now. Come on.
I mean, if you got it like that.
Dennis, you've been driving legally, illegally, I should say.
Obviously the man had it like that,
Ross recently came to the DMV. He was pressured by his mother and sister to stop joyriding. He said, when it took the test me an hour, he said, I missed a few answers, but I got it. Yeah, he got it.
I mean,
but
the man is a multi-millionaire.
He is. And let me tell you, aside from his new license, it says Ross is also proud to reveal his new book called The Perfect Day to Boss Up. A Hustler's Guide to Building Your Empire, of course, is not available. Check it out.
Look, okay,
Yeah.
that's positive.
Yeah, that's
Well,
very
it's
positive.
positive information.
Yeah. Okay. All right, y'all. 27 minutes after the hour of 2:00 p.m. How you all doing out there? Are you all enjoying the show? We'll be glad
I'm
that you
enjoying the show.
are. All right, keep in mind, you can listen to the very best in good gospel music on our radio station. And that's on HD Media, grp.com. Wherever you see the Listen Live icon, click there. You can go on the first page. You can go there. You can go to the Listen Live on HD Radio. You can go there. It's all on our website. Go there, click on those links, and you will be directed to the radio station. All right?
Right.
There you
So I
have it.
still want to know how people feel about
Oh
Joe
my
Biden calling black
God.
people Negroes. Anyway, did you hear about it?
Let it go.
No, I'm
Somebody
saying,
tell this to let it go.
So I'm speaking to Joe Biden,
Uh-huh.
President Joe Biden.
Okay.
So they got this whole initiative called Build Back Better. Have you heard of it?
No.
So President Joe Biden's Build Back Better Act, which recently passed in the House of Representatives, is supported by nearly half of voters, about 49%, according to a new poll from Morning Consult. However, many voters worry that it could worsen inflation in the United States, which is why Dollar Tree is no longer Dollar Tree. It's
$1.25 tree.
Right?
Yeah.
They said the $1.75 trillion spending package includes money for social initiatives such as expanding child care programs, reducing healthcare costs, combating climate change, and increasing affordable housing. To help accomplish these efforts, it outlines measures such as an electric vehicle tax credit to encourage clean energy, an enhanced child tax credit, and universal preschool. They said the bill's framework lays out a plan to pay for this by increasing tax rates on the wealthiest Americans. So this is going to be very significant coming up in the next election, to say the least, because people who are rich don't want to continue to be taxed, and he's looking at taxing more to people who are rich. But inflation is going to go up.
It's going to go up
across the board.
all across the board. Yep.
It says, however, about 43% of all think the bill will make inflation much worse. When measured along party lines, about 74% of Republicans agree with this versus 14% of Democrats. Comparatively, only 10% of Republicans say it will make inflation better, as opposed to 45% of Democrats. Rising inflation, this is the part we really need to get to.
That's it.
Rising inflation can lead the Federal Reserve to raise interest rates sooner in order to combat rising costs. If you want to take advantage of today's record low rates, consider refinancing your home
now
to lower your interest rate and your monthly payments. Okay. So just again, as we're going into the year of 22, be aware that there's going to be an increase of everything. And this comes from all of the stimulus checks that have come out.
Somebody got to pay back for that.
They do. All of the stimulus checks that have been
all of the food stamp increases.
All of the food stamp increases.
That's right. Yeah.
What else?
Somebody got to pay for that.
Yeah, all the food stamp. All of the unemployed, the extension of unemployment.
Yes.
And I can go on and on and on with the different monies that have been dispersed amongst our community.
Yeah.
Like I said, in particular, the stimulus programs that have come out. When everybody was getting those little checks, it was all good. Yeah, send me some more money.
What about the PPP?
All of that. Now, your carton of eggs gonna be $7.
Your what?
Your carton of eggs. Your milk gonna be $7.
I'm about to go rack up right now. That's sad.
Look,
they said in New York a pack of bacon is $10.
Man, look,
$10.
It's $8 here.
Oh, I don't like bacon that much.
Yeah, right. But anyways, bacon $8 in Milwaukee.
You know what?
already.
It was about to be an Ike and Tina situation on me.
You know you like bacon.
I didn't say I didn't. I said I ain't like it that much to buy it for $8. I pay $7. That's the most. That's about it.
Yeah, so it says currently the central bank is expected to begin raising interest rates in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
However, rising inflation could cause that to happen sooner
Ow.
than planned. This is all a setup, y'all.
Yeah.
If you want to take advantage of interest rates while they remain low,
Mhm.
consider refinancing your private student loans to save money on your monthly payment. All of these different things you're gonna have to start taking into consideration.
Okay.
And again, as they say, inflation is already on the rise
Yeah.
at a record pace. Inflation saw a 6.2 annual increase in October,
Wow.
representing the highest annual gain
Mhm.
since November 1990.
Whoa.
This increase comes as prices for food, energy, and shelter are rising,
My God.
as well as other commodities like new and used cars.
Mhm.
For example, energy prices surged 4.8% and in October and 30% in October and 30% from the year before, largely due to the price of gas.
My
Which
God.
I told you it's $5 in Chicago. $4.80 is $5.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
They said Biden has said that his administration is watching the inflation levels and focused on lowering them. How you going to lower them when you've got $1 trillion worth of budget that's going on? That don't make sense.
Oh my God.
Look, see, this is where they keep talking out his back his neck.
Okay.
Inflation hurts Americans' pocketbooks. Now, reversing this trend is a top priority for me, Biden said in a statement released by the White House.
Oh.
I don't believe it's priority for. And in order to combat the spike in gas prices, Biden on Tuesday announced his plan to release 50 million barrels of oil from Strategic Petroleum Reserve. However, the president and key Democrats say the Build Back Better plan will not worsen inflation. All right. It says if you are struggling amid rising inflation costs, you can consider taking out a personal loan or loan with low interest rates. All that. Now they're trying to get you to, refinance and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But bottom line is that when you go to the grocery store, everything's going to be more expensive. When you go shopping, everything's going to be more expensive.
And as I mentioned,
when you go to get gas, it's going to be more expensive.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be more expensive.
Yeah, and I know to just a sidebar, to save on gas, what is that stuff you can put in your tank to
Ethanol.
Yeah, is that no. It's in like a bottle that you could purchase.
Or you put it in your gas.
Yeah, you
tank,
put in your
mix it with
gas tank. Yeah, to kind of save on gas. So, try that because gas is going up right now here in Milwaukee. It's going up right now. So, bread is going up. I'm like, come on.
Bread
Man.
is what, $5? Jarvis said, I got brother. He said the whole goal behind this was to bring more for America and more wealth for the wealthy.
Okay.
See, America knows we are almost out of food.
Wow.
We're almost out of energy sources. We have depleted almost every natural reserve.
Wow.
Okay.
Lord Jesus.
That's a very interesting take. But you
Okay.
gotta believe they setting us up. They setting us up for something.
Okay.
So beware, dude. Like, as they say, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Be ready and really be ready, right? Because remember in 2020, we was like, it was 2019.
Yeah.
And we was like, oh, here come 2020. It's on.
We ready. We see it all.
Ready. We can see it all. I can see clearly now.
And we saw it all right.
I got 2020 vision.
We saw it
It
all
was
right.
all those slogans. We was like, oh, it's gonna go down. 2020 gonna be the best year. Man, next thing you know,
God had another plan. I'm just trying to
next
tell
thing
you.
you know, we was locked in the house for about 6 months. We couldn't even come outside.
Shelves were empty.
Gas was 99 cents.
I mean, yeah, right. You couldn't go nowhere. When you did go somewhere, everybody hogging the disinfectant spray, the toilet paper. It was just ridiculous. It was just out the box. Like, yeah, it was like really strange. Like, what is really happening?
Yeah, it's great. It's great be bananas. So don't take anything for granted because that taught me a lesson. Like, that's why I'm not going to be like, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. No, I'm going to take it day for day.
Well, speaking of that,
plan things accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
But just be prepared.
Well, speaking of that, every business owner knows that everything can change on a dime, regardless of how big the brand is, right? Over the past few years, online shopping and other factors have had a huge impact on how companies with brick and mortar stores operate. Some have flourished while others have struggled to stay afloat.
Mhm.
As we move into 2022, we have to say goodbye to some long-standing companies that simply aren't making the same money they once used to. Okay, Macy's.
I never liked Macy's.
They said Macy's, with the 125 branches over the next 3 years, will be closing.
I'm not upset about that. I never liked Macy's. I think they're overrated and overpriced.
Yeah.
Personally. You like Macy's?
I never shopped at Macy's.
Mm.
Yeah, but I heard that they carry,
Carry
hush.
what?
You better not.
They carry what? Plus size.
Yes. You better not say another word. Another word. You better not. It's all right.
I'm just
Starbucks. It says it's been a tough time for the retail industry, but the hospitality sector has also taken a hard knock. Starbucks has been around since 1971, believe it or not, providing coffee lovers across the world with a daily cup of Java. But even it hasn't come out of 2021. That's what it says. Unscathed. Yeah.
Mhm.
Bed Bath and Beyond. All right, has 43 branches.
You shop there?
Though Bed Bath & Beyond will be closing roughly 40 stores, less than 4% in its total stores worldwide by the end of 2022. Many markets insiders predict that this may be the first few drops of a potential waterfall of closings within the next several years.
Yeah, well, mostly all of the brick and mortar, not mostly, but a lot of the mortar businesses are shutting down.
DSW.
Well, and again, for those of us who are the more in-depth COVID conspiracy people, as they want to call it, it's been stated that that's what COVID was all about.
Yeah. Oh, Dennis, this is your store right here.
What?
The Baby Gap. In addition to as many as 350 store closures worldwide. Leading up 2024, the Gap has had a massive restructuring and rebranding happening in an effort to stay ahead of the competition and reduce overhead.
Sorry, what you mean, the Baby Gap?
I'm just saying, that's your store. Or what about the Children's Place?
The Children's Place.
Yeah, Children's Place.
Children.
You have children, right? The Children's Place has been a go-to store for many parents and families for over 50 years, but the company has faced a tough time.
That's closing too.
Even before 2020 profits were starting to fail. So it's hardly surprising that some big changes were announced earlier this year in March. So we'll see what happens. It says the company decided the best course of action is to close 122 locations by the end of this year, on top of the other 178 locations that were closed last year. It's a devastating blow to employees. So, oh yeah,
okay,
it's crazy.
Well, yeah, but
All
I was saying that a lot of the when we look at COVID has caused the whole world to reset itself.
Yeah,
and you're going to see, and you're seeing everything being ushered and directed towards online. They're trying to move us into a whole new
online shopping era.
It's a whole new way of life.
Yeah,
it's a whole new economy, a whole new culture. This whole virtual living and online and digital living. So they're pushing us into this cyberspace realm at a rate that's out of control.
Yes.
So a lot of your businesses are closing down because no one's just going to Best Buy like they used to, or going to Macy's like they used to. Especially when anything you want can be delivered right to your door.
Right to your door. It's not stolen.
And then people are afraid because they don't want to catch another disease or virus or something.
Yeah.
So people are paranoid about that.
Right.
Then you have so many crazy occurrences that are going on in the world where people don't want to be out amongst a million people.
That's right.
They can just sit in the comfort of their home,
Yeah.
push a button and have whatever they want delivered.
That's right.
To their doorstep. So even when you look at all the restaurants now,
Right.
we're moving into the world of artificial intelligence, robotics, digital economy.
Yeah, because they even make you pay at the tables now. They don't, I mean, some restaurants don't take your payment at the counter. They make you pay right at your table.
I mean, we were just reading last week where they said, don't carry cash.
Don't carry cash. Only card.
Only cards.
Only cards. Yeah.
They're eliminating cash. Some places you go in, they don't even have no money.
Right.
You can't even give money.
Credit card only.
Yeah. So it's just understand that this is not happening by accident. It's actually happening by design. So life is moving at a different pace and in a different direction, and people got to pay attention to it. Otherwise, you're going to sit there and be lost.
Yeah.
When you got to go through the kiosk and you don't know how to use it.
Right.
But then also looking at how it's breaking down our economy and crippling the economy, because look at all of the jobs that's going to be lost to technology.
Okay.
You look at all the fast food restaurants. You see, you can't go into any of them, right? You can't go into any of the fast food restaurants because they're all remodeling.
That's right. Their lobby is still
all of their lobbies are still closed.
Yeah.
The Popeyes, the McDonald's.
Speaking of Popeyes are selling macaroni cheese now. Did you hear about that?
All right.
I'm just saying.
I'm done reporting.
I'm just saying.
They trying to make a point.
No, I get your point, but I just have to stop you there. Popeyes, they are currently selling macaroni and cheese.
And how you know? That's probably a better
commercial.
Sampling.
I've seen the commercial.
You've been taste testing the macaroni and cheese at Popeyes.
Not funny.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
No, I haven't. I just wanted to make the point. But go ahead.
Anyways, I'm good. I'm done reporting the news again.
Reporting live.
The world is changing.
Yes, it is indeed. All right, y'all. 44 minutes after the hour of 2:00 p.m. Again, feel free to go on to our website and listen to us live right now. All right.
Our website is the bomb. I really, really like it.
HDmediagrp.com. That's HDmediagrp.com. To become a guest on the show, you can simply email us at hdradio21@gmail.com. That's hdradio20@gmail.com. Feel free to advertise with us as well. And you can email us at the same email address at hdradio21@gmail.com. All right. If you're looking to brand your business, church, or ministry, we can do it for you. All right. One-stop shop. We can do it for you. You can advertise here on the radio, on our Restream, and also if you need graphic design done as well, we can take care of that for you as well. All right.
You definitely can. Solely service. And if you want to have your own broadcast. We are fortunate that we have our own radio station. And you can be a part of the Higher Dimension family.
That's right.
If you want to broadcast, if you have an idea about a show that you want to produce, give us a call. We definitely would not mind working with you and helping you to get your information out there.
Right.
But we want to make ourselves accessible to you.
That's right.
And again, as business owners in this community, and we're doing our best to provide a service, please utilize our services. Please let people know about us.
Yes.
The show, we're going to have some great guests that are going to be coming up. Shout out to Miss Tanzar.
Yes.
Tanzar Bill.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, Miss Tanzar Bill.
And shout out to my nephew, Isaiah Thompson, for becoming a new Milwaukee firefighter. That sounds so good. 21 years young. That sounds like music to my ears.
And we're going to be having some phenomenal guests.
Yeah.
Should I tell them who's coming next week?
No.
Okay.
You'll see a flyer.
Yeah, you'll see a flyer.
Okay. Go ahead and tell them.
Bishop Harvey.
Bishop Walter Harvey from Parkland Assembly.
Yeah, we got Bishop Walter Harvey coming in.
Okay.
On next week. And man has just been doing some things that have been just phenomenal. Locally, nationally, and internationally.
He has a book as well too.
He has a new book that's out that he's promoting that I think is going to help people as well. But then, we're going to really, I'm going to talk to him about some of the things that we need to do going into the new year around economic development and wealth creation. And we're going to be doing a lot to bring as many resources and as much information as possible as we talk about wealth creation, as we talk about economic development, and how that is the new revolution. It's time out for being broke, y'all. Yeah. Everything's going up. Everything's being inflated. There's an opportunity. There's always an opportunity for us to increase ourselves. Okay. And we're going to look at bringing a number of different people in who will show you how to go about that from a perspective of wealth creation.
That's right.
And so I'm really looking forward to those conversations. I want to talk to Bishop Harvey a little bit about that and the things that he's been doing. He's been, as an entrepreneur, he's doing some phenomenal things in the community as well. But overall, just be tuned to the interviews that we're going to be having up. They're going to be very informational. And make sure that you use our service. Right. Share, like, comment, all that online stuff. But when you have any graphic design needs or printing needs, call us.
That's right. 414-435-1125. 414-435-1125. Or 414-699-7729. 414-699-7729. Also, Dennis, have to give a shout out to Anthem, Blue Cross, and Blue Shield. Yes. Got to give a major shout out to them. They're one of our major sponsors. Thank you so much, Miss Tanisha Collins Johnson. Last week we had Miss Leroy Butler on, and he's doing great things as well in the community, both on a local and level. So thanks so much to them for their support and allowing Higher Dimension Radio to be a part of their platform as well, coming up to their different events and what have you.
So again, we got 10 minutes left. I see Brother Jarvis. I see you, Brother Jarvis. If you want to call in, you can give us a call at 414-435-1040. 1040. 414-435-1040. Okay. Of course, hdmediagrp.com. You can listen to us live from our website, but you can also see all of the services that we're providing and just the things we're doing in the community. For those who want to see us via Restream on YouTube, it's the Soul of the City Gospel Radio Show. You can always pull us up there and just see the show as well for those who are on social media platforms and not just listening to us online.
For sure.
So again, y'all share the information. If you got any ideas, our email is
hdradio 21 at gmail.com.
Yeah, HD Radio. I gotta get into the habit of repeating these things.
Yeah.
But if you have any information that you want to send us, hdradio 21 at gmail.com.
And if you want to share some information on the show as well, you want to be physically seen, you can email us as well if you want to be a guest on the show at hdradio21 at gmail.com as well too. All right.
The good thing is that these broadcasts will be replayed over and over again forever. Yeah. So once you come on, it's a lifetime of branding and promoting for yourself because, we're in the cyber world. So any videos or interviews we do, they're going to be repeated. People will have access to them for years to come. But again, we welcome any positive information, any products, any services.
That's right.
The other thing that we want to tap into is that if you are the author of a book,
yes,
in any capacity, if you're writing books and you want to get your information out, you want people to learn more about you, we would definitely we welcome you coming onto the platform because we want to be reaching out to authors and publishers so that we can just introduce that information to our community.
Absolutely.
Whether it's coming on as a guest or coming on with a product or service, again, we're looking forward to seeing you.
All right. In the meantime, be right back right after this.
It's HD Graphic Design and Print, where they provide innovative and quality designs. They provide custom business cards, flyers, obituaries, event tickets, t-shirts, banners, and more. They are the one-stop shop for all your graphic designs and printing needs. Call today at 414-699-7729. That's 414-699-7729. Or visit them on the web at hdmediagrp.com. HD Graphic and Print.
Whole world been watching and waiting for our return.
Well, the wait is over. We're about to give people what they want and what they need, so you better get ready. All right, it's the Solo City Gospel Radio Show. Gospel time now, 53 minutes after the hour of 2 o'clock p.m. And we are in the home stretch, counting down the minutes of the Solo the City Gospel Radio Show, being sponsored by HD Higher Dimension Radio, where you can imagine more. I need an echo thing. More.
Yeah, you do. Man,
All right.
I'm so excited about all the good stuff that we got coming up. I want to talk about it, but I ain't gonna tell everything.
All right, celebrating birthdays today in the entertainment world, Mr. Howie Mandel. He turned 66 years young on today.
Who is Howie Mandel?
Howie Mandel, he's the game show host. I seen him on another show as well, too. Also, The Game. He's a rapper. Dennis, you heard of him?
Yeah, I know The Game.
The Game. He turned 42 today. Don, is it Cheadle? Cheadle.
Yeah.
Movie actor, 57.
He's one of my favorite actors.
Yeah, I like him. 57 years young today. If you're celebrating a birthday out there, happy birthday to you. You made it another year. God bless you and congratulations. Speaking of another year, Dennis, I'll be celebrating 11 years on tomorrow for my kidney transplant.
Oh, wow.
You know, let me just say this really quick. Now, tomorrow marks the day I got my transplant 11 years ago, right? Now, Tuesday, December 30th. You listen?
I'm listening.
Tuesday, December 30th, 2004, I went on kidney dialysis.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday, November 30th, 2010, I got my transplant.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday, November 30th, 2021, I'll be celebrating 11 years.
Congratulations.
You see how I came back around, though?
Yeah. We see.
Oh, I can't stand you. I can't stand you, dude. You being fun. You know that. That's all right. And you can see through them Dollar Tree shades you got on. $1.25 tree shades you got on.
Look.
You get on my nerves. No.
That's so positive.
No. Now it's positive.
It is.
So
right.
just thank God, y'all.
Thank God.
I appreciate God for what he's done, okay, and what he's doing.
Definitely.
What is it?
So I just want to talk about something real quick.
What? Hurry up. We got 5 minutes.
Go up.
Hurry up.
Did you see King Richard yet?
I did not, but we got to talk about that next week.
I gotta put it out there.
Yeah, okay, put it out there.
See King Richard
With Will Smith and Serena.
Yeah, it's the Serena and Venus.
Serena and Venus.
It's about their father.
Thank you, Keisha. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. Yes.
It's about their father.
Yeah.
The phone number, Jarvis, is 435
1040.
1040.
414-435-1040.
414-435-1040.
Yes.
1040. But King Arthur was such a good movie.
Now, it was about whose father?
It was about Serena
and Venus' father.
Yeah,
okay.
Serena Williams and Venus
Yeah.
Williams, their father.
Okay.
And the role in their life to get them to where they are to become, #1 in the world.
Right.
With the profession of of tennis.
Okay.
And it was just the reason. I'm not gonna give too much of the movie,
Right.
but I would definitely encourage you to go see it. I was fortunate that I was able to go see this movie with my daughter.
Okay.
And it was the perfect daughter-daddy moment.
Wasn't there some feedback on Will Smith? They didn't want Will Smith to play. I don't know.
Look,
I need to look into that. But I thought it was some negative feedback.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
That man is gonna win an Academy Award.
Yeah. Okay.
He's gonna win an Oscar or something for that film. But what I like is how it just shined the light on the importance of the role of a father in his daughter's lives. Because in most instances right now, fathers are not getting recognition for the work that they do, or the meaning of them, the purpose of them, the significance of them. And most of the time when you see young people aspire, or people succeed, the first thing they do is be like, I want to thank my grandmama. I want to thank my mama.
Yeah, but never thank my father. Yeah,
hear people
that's true.
Their fathers,
that's very true.
And I think that's real unfortunate, because I just know what it takes to be a father.
Yeah, right.
And how hard it is.
So you all don't get enough credit.
No, in no kind of way.
Yeah.
And that's by design. That's a very that's by design. But this film, I think it just really did such a good job of showing how powerful a father is.
Yes.
In the life of his daughters, in the life of his children.
Yeah.
And when you allow a man who has a plan for his family to move forward with that plan, what can happen?
Right.
And his wife did a great job of allowing him to be the man that he was.
Yes.
He wasn't a perfect man. He had his ways, but she supported him.
Okay.
And it was just a great family movie, and to show how a Black family, struggled through their circumstances, but stayed together as one and prosper. And they allowed the father to be a father.
That's right.
And the result was no, don't get me wrong. Their mother was just as active and just as involved, but they did it collectively, and she allowed that man to lead the family, and she stayed by his side and supported him.
Side should be. Absolutely.
And it was just beautiful. It was a beautiful film.
So it says here that critics argue that the film centers Venus and Serena's incredible feats around a man instead of them, describing it as a sexist, even though the women are the ones behind the film.
And again, there we go. Instead of just we're going to talk about this next.
And that's what I said.
Look, instead of just allowing that, saying that was a great thing that this father was able to be in his life. The first thing they did is start spinning the film as something sexist, and the women behind him, when they was the ones and all of that. No,
absolutely.
Anything that you put out there to try to give credit to a father, a Black father, they're gonna do anything they can to try to destroy. That's why I don't like these feminist movements that's being out here, because it undermines family. It undermines, the importance of the role of a man. Just allow that man to be acknowledged for his role
just as one
in
time.
The life of his children.
Right.
Without coming out with all that kind of stuff.
Both Venus and Serena served as executive producers of the movie, which was even better. Yeah.
It allowed for them to tell the story of their father.
That's right.
The way they felt it, the way they experienced it, and through their vision. And the first thing people want to do is come out and talk about he was a sexist and all of this.
Yep. Negative narrative. But in the meantime, it is 3:00 on the nose, and we got to go. It's been fun, Dennis. Again, tune in on next Monday, if God say the same, next Monday, 12:00 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here. Again, we are going live from both Facebook and YouTube, all right? Please email us at hdradio21@gmail.com. Continue to listen to us at hdmediagrp.com. That's hdmediagrp.com, to the very best in good gospel music. All right.
I want to say belated Thanksgiving to everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and so forth.
Kendall Kelly, what's up?
Kendall.
we gotta say who Kendall is real quick.
Kendall Kelly.
Kendall Kelly is the heart and soul behind Brother Dennis Walton and Sister Soraya.
Yes, he is.
He was the one who believed in us first.
He will remain there too.
He's the one who created the morning mix.
Yes,
when we
absolutely.
were on 1560
Yes.
WGLB.
Absolutely.
And now we are soul of the city.
Uh-huh.
And we trying to get you back on the team, bro.
We are. We have a phone call. Hello? Hello, you there? Okay, they must have hung up. All right. Kendall Kelly, good to hear from you.
Yeah. So we'll be talking, man.
All right, y'all. So join us on next Monday. All right. Same spot right here, YouTube and Facebook. Please like and share this video as well. And become our Facebook friend, like our Facebook page, Instagram. We all on social media. We're everywhere. All right. Anything else, Dennis?
That's it. I love y'all.
All right. God bless.
God bless.
Keep it here. Brother Dennis, where you been? I've been looking for you.
What's going on, Sister Sarai? You know I've been around.
Been around where?
Here, there, everywhere.
Guess what time it is, though?
What time is it?
It's time for the Soul of the City Gospel Radio Show.
I mean, what's that?
You know exactly what that is. Quit playing. It's our new radio show, sponsored by Higher Dimension Radio, hosted by me, yours truly, Sister Soraya, and you, Brother Dennis Walton.
Well, it's about time. I mean, you know the whole world been watching and ready for our return.
Well, we can let them know that the wait is over, because we're about to give them what they need and what they want, so you better be ready.
Ready for what, Sister Soraya?
Ready for news, information, stimulating conversation, great gospel music, and a whole lot more every magnificent Monday from noon until 3 p.m.
Well, that time has finally come, so you can start your week off with Soul of the City, the world's #1 gospel radio show, hosted by Sister Soraya and me, Brother Dennis Walton, sponsored by HD Radio, where you can imagine more.
Oh, and check us out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, and our website, hdmediagrp.com.
It's HD Radio, where you can imagine more.